We bid farewell to Glasgow this morning, and our next destination is the Isle of Man. To get there, we gotta hop a train to Lancaster, and from Lancaster, we gotta catch a cab or a bus or something to go to the port, to Heysham Port. And from there, we have to catch a ferry. And unfortunately, there's only one ferry this afternoon, so if we don't make it, we're really screwed.
So long, Glasgow. We hop on the train, bound for London, but we're getting off at Lancaster. It's about a 2-hour ride, and tickets are about £39 for 2 people. The other option would have been to go to Liverpool and take the ferry from there. However, that would have had us going further. So we made it to Lancaster, so the first leg of our trip successful. Lancaster is an old royal city. If I wasn't so freaked out about missing this ferry, I would have loved to stay here for a few extra hours to check out this cute little town here of Lancaster. They even have a castle. Looks like that nice English gentleman that we met back there was right. So there's a place to catch a cab. So you enter the town, you make a left, and then a right. The taxi took us on a 10-kilometer ride to Heysham Port. We could have taken the local train, but I couldn't figure it out. All the locals seem to know how to catch this train, though. We got to Heysham Port with plenty of time to spare. The Steam Packet Company is based out of the Isle of Man. It operates daily ferries from Heysham, Liverpool, Dublin, and Belfast. We had 3 hours to kill, so I was planning our train from Liverpool to Wales. We also caught a glimpse of the Commonwealth Games, and of course, it was a running event for me. The ferry ride can be rocky, so I took a little insurance. That's nice. We get to put away our luggage instead of having to roll it onto the ship. That's what I was worried about. When you make the ticket reservations, you can pay extra for a private cabin assignment or a reserved seat. We didn't do any of that, but there were plenty of unreserved seats and tables on the main deck. We wanted the full experience. Plus, the cafeteria is on the main deck. A coffee, sandwich, an orange drink, fruit salad, potato, coleslaw, cake, chips. Hey, it's a 4-hour ride to Isle of Man, so we got to make sure that we're properly fueled up. Nothing like getting some fresh air out here on the outside deck, but it is sure cold and windy out here. Before we knew it, we had arrived in Douglas, the capital of Isle of Man. We arrived around 6 o'clock in the evening, so basically the trip from Glasgow to Douglas was an excursion in itself. It seems like the popular thing to do amongst the British people is to take their car to the Isle of Man for the weekend. Wow, all those cars coming out in the ferry. And then there's more on the upper deck. Our luggage made it. No lost luggage at the bottom of the Irish Sea. I booked us the closest hotel to the ferry station on the promenade. It was just a short walk. Wow, that's hospitality right there. Robes and slippers. And look at that view. No AC in this hotel. We got a fan instead because who would ever thought you would need AC in the Isle of Man? But I guess you do in the year 2022 with climate change and crazy heat waves. Even though we had a big lunch on the ferry and it stayed down because I didn't get seasick, we were starving and we looked for a place on the promenade for dinner. It's a little awkward. We got La Piazza over here and Pizza Hut on the other side. Support the local businesses, so we went to La Piazza. We started off with a Queenie's chowder, which is scallops, and then we had the special, the Douglas pizza, which has lox and scallops. Because it was summertime in the northern hemisphere, the sun set late. Might as well take advantage of it and go for a walk on the promenade. Most famous Manx? The Bee Gees, of course. You can tell by the way that I walk that I'm staying alive. Our itinerary is packed for the day, so we start off breakfast at the hotel. Here's Kipper's Benedict, which is herring, and because my husband loved haggis so much, he got it despite being outside of Scotland. Our first stop, the Manx Cat Cafe. Reservations for 1-hour sessions can be made online. This is to ensure that it doesn't get crowded. For £7 per person, you can play with the cats and get a hot beverage. It's no ordinary cat cafe. The first thing you'll notice is that the cats don't have tails. That's right, the Manx cat is special to the island. Due to a genetic mutation and geographic isolation, these cats don't have tails, or if they do, they have a nubbin of one. Despite lacking a tail, they are actually agile. They're so adorable, and I had to fight the urge to stick one of the kittens into my bag. Best way to explore the Isle of Man? Get an Explorer ticket and hop on, hop off on the train all day. Actually, the Explorer ticket gets you full day access to the train, electric trails, and buses. Hop aboard on the steam train. This is how we're going to explore Isle of Man all day today. We're just going to get on and off the train. The steam train and electric rails run during the daytime hours, and service stops in the early evening. Plan your trip accordingly. Looks like someone is tuckered out from a big breakfast and playing with the Manx cats. The Isle of Man is a lot bigger than I thought. I'm from Southern California, and this makes Catalina Island look small. An hour later, we arrived in the southernmost city of Port Erin. Charming tour holidays. Ooh, sea bathing. Going to the beach. Remember, Isle of Man was a holiday destination back in the Victorian era, and it still is today. So what you could do is you could take the train all the way from Douglas and then at Port Erin and get out and explore this cute little town. And there's a little beach here where you can get some picturesque views. Since we were relying on public transportation for the day, we quickly headed back to the train station for our next destination. Make sure to pay attention to the train timetables. And it's time to hop back onto the train to our next stop. We're now in Castletown. Just got to make sure we get back here at 3:07 or else. It just so happened that today was Castletown Day, which was a day of carnival and community events. time to explore Castle Rushen, which played an important role in the medieval history of Isle of Man. Because of its strategic location, the Scots and the English were constantly fighting for control over it. Then, in the 18th century, it became a prison. But today's mission is to go up these winding stairs without falling. It's not about taking control over the castle, it's about taking in the views.
We didn't get imprisoned in the dungeons in the castle, and so now we're back here at the Castletown train stop to our last stop.
Originally, we were going to get off at Ballasalla and go to Rushen Abbey. However, we spoke with some helpful English ladies on the train who advised us to take the bus up to the northern part of the island for more exploration. Remember, the buses run later than the trains and the electric railways.
I'm glad that we talked to those ladies.
Jeez, they just changed our itinerary.
We're done with trains for the day, and so now we're going to explore some more of the island via bus.
For some more coastal views, we could have taken the electric railway as seen here by the tracks that we passed by. However, they run the rails during the daytime, and by the time we arrived back in Douglas from the steam train, we couldn't take any more trips. So plan your use of the railways accordingly.
We took the bus all the way up to Ramsey where the route ends. We got a store there that sells just bathrooms. And then this whole architecture here looks pretty old. It's still pretty cool.
Ramsey is the second largest town next to Douglas. It has one of the biggest harbors on the island. I wish we had more time to explore the beach, but we had to head back to the town to catch the bus to our last stop. For real this time.
And we got off in Laxey to check out this giant wheel. It's called the Laxey Wheel.
Significant to Manx history is the Laxey Wheel, which is powered by water. It was crucial in its mining history during the Victorian ages, as this area had a lot of minerals such as zinc and lead. Since we had about an hour to kill before the bus would come to pick us up, we followed the waterway to the coast. Why, looky here! It's a real-life Manx cat outside the cafe, and they're really friendly.
I've heard of rocky beaches, but this is a little ridiculous. This is not a flip-flop type of beach.
Then it was time to turn around and we bumped into our new Manx friend.
Hey, cat. Want to come to America? I'll get you a green card. How about that? You're a Manx. Oh, okay. Whew, what a day. I think we maximized the usage of that All Explorer ticket. I mean, we did our own hop-on, hop-off tour of the Isle of Man.
I need to mention that Isle of Man hosts the Tourist Trophy, or TT, races every year in the spring. It is one of the most dangerous motorcycle racing events in the world. I think I'll stick to the bus. We made it back to Douglas and realized that for all the wandering we did for the day, that we didn't eat much of a lunch. So it's back to our hotel for another Manx dinner. Here's to another round of queenies or scallops. Fish and chips are a safe bet, but seeing all those pastures gave me a craving for a Manx lamb rump. Topping off the day was a mango passion fruit cheesecake. Who knew that Manx cuisine was so good? We took advantage of our proximity to the promenade and went for a run the next morning. Even though I was on vacation, I had some big marathons lined up in the fall. So sad that this was our last breakfast on Isle of Man. We had only a few hours before we had to take the ferry to Liverpool. That was just enough time to fit in one more excursion that was close to the hotel.
To learn more on the history of the Isle of Man, we're going to the Manx Museum.
We started the museum tour with a short movie on its history, dating back to the prehistoric ages. Just reiterating that racing is a big part of Manx culture. A reminder of how much maritime tourism is a part of their economy, especially before airplanes were invented. And you can pretend to be a tourist from the Victorian ages on a week-long holiday.
Gonna load up some snacks before heading onto the ferry to Liverpool. Grab these strawberries. I find the strawberries here are very sweet compared to the ones in the United States. Alright, I think we had a good haul here. And yes, I did get the cloudy lemonade.
And it was 8.
Isle of Man is a lot bigger than I thought. Our stay was just too short to do more stuff. If we had more time, we definitely would have gotten a lot of other excursions in. But we gotta leave something for our next trip back.